Hello, everybody, and today we'll be talking about is Disney bringing Tinkerbell back, okay? And no, sort of. We're going to talk about the fairy movies. I will not specifically talk about Peter Pan, although I think that's sort of connected as well with Tinkerbell because Tinkerbell has her own brand, if you're not aware as well. So she is sort of Peter Pan, but not really at the same time. So it's very confusing because if you take one character from a spin-off and then make a whole plethora of movies, which we'll discuss later on, she's a spin-off character from the Tinkerbell movies, but I don't know. I don't specifically know if that came before Peter Pan or after Peter Pan. So I'm with you in the middle between that as well. I think one of the movies, I believe, was the Pirate Fairy. Yeah, I think one of the movies established Captain Hook, James Hook. I was like, oh, is that young Captain James Hook? Oh, that's interesting. So they, in the Pirate Fairy specifically, they tied some Peter Pan references to that as well. No, we didn't see Peter Pan. No, we just saw Smee and Captain Hook. So that begs the question if the world of Tinkerbell is connected to Neverland, sort of. Like, is Pixie Hollow Neverland? I'm not sure. Like, I always thought it was, but not really at the same time. So, yeah, so we are going to talk about Tinkerbell, not specifically Peter Pan, but there'll be some tie-ins to that as we discuss as well. So, well, this hasn't been announced, which we'll discuss later on in this video as well. So, there's Disney hasn't confirmed this, so I'm not sure if this is real or not, but we're going to talk about if, hypothetically, if they bring the Tinkerbell franchise back as well, which I'm going to say I think they should, because, you know, with what's going on at the moment, I think they need more Disney animated movies, as we discussed in my Zootopia 2 video as well recently. So, yeah. So I think they should bring them back as well. The Disney Fairies, we will talk about the Disney Fairies as well to a degree. The Disney Fairies, you have no idea what sort of brand the Disney Fairies are. They're popular as well. So we'll discuss that in this video as well. So yeah, so the Disney Fairies, obviously, I don't know the origin, but obviously it's sort of like the Disney Princess brand when you think about it, because you've got Aurora, Cinderella, Snow White, some other Disney princesses as well. So think of Disney Fairies as a Disney Princess brand, although I think they're both equally popular, but I think the Disney Princess brand is more also popular than the Disney Fairies. I'm not sure. It's probably equal. What do you think? Do you think the Disney Fairies is popular as a princess brand or not really? So yeah, but they're equally up there as well, because Tinkerbell has her brand, the Disney princesses have their own brands as well. And recently with the Disney Princess brand, there's obviously been some new princesses as well, which are not a part of the lineup. So there's been Mermaid, which doesn't really count, because did I see something that she was coronation at the Disney parks as an official Disney princess? I think she was. Is she? I'm not sure. I saw a video about it like a while ago that she was coronation as an official princess for Disney. So that'd be interesting if that's true. We got Moana, and then we've got Frozen, Anna and Elsa, so as well. So they're not actually, I don't know, like, is Moana official princess? I'm not sure. Like, they haven't specifically or specified if she is or not. Same with Anna and Elsa, although you gotta wonder, because when you think about it, now Elsa used to be queen of Arendelle, right? Now she's not. And Anna is now Queen of Arendelle. So is Queen higher up than the Princess brand itself? I think it is. There's never been a Queen before as well. Although there have been stories, you know, with Cinderella for the second movie, she becomes Queen, doesn't she? I don't know. I think she's becoming Queen or something. Like, there has been Queen Disney princesses, but not really at the same time. Like, when you think about Aurora, Snow White, although she did get married, which I saw on Instagram. There's a cartoon storybook of her. She did get married in the books, I believe, but not in the movie. So yeah, so I think Queen is higher up there. So I don't think you can count as Queen Anna now as a official princess. I don't think Elsa's an official princess either. So that's also interesting to think about as well. So yeah, so all a lot of people know this, but Tinkerbell does have a sister. I know, right? If you haven't seen The Secret of the Wings, such a good movie. We'll talk about we'll talk about the Tinkerbell movies later on in this video. Oh my god. As well, I apologize for that as well. So we will talk about the Tinkerbell movies later on in this video, but you know, she does have a sister. I think twin sister, I believe, called Periwinkle. And when I saw her in the first movie, I'm like, oh my god, Tinkerbell has a sister. Wait a minute, like, how did this happen? And the movie explains how that happened, because, you know, in the original Tinkerbell movie with her, you know, she comes from a baby's loft, obviously, and it's not just her, there is another significant other as well that has the same origin as Tinkerbell, but separate, sort of. So yeah, so she's actually a winter fairy. I think this is the first sisters that they actually did in a movie like this, because now Disney's on board with sisters, apparently. I think was this the inspiration of Frozen? Because Tinkerbell came out way before Frozen did, and Frozen is a juggernaut, like I said in my Zootopia video as well recently. So yeah, so I think this was inspired by Frozen, I think, with the sister angle a bit. I'm not sure if the actual original Snow Queen story had a sister, so maybe they're like, we can use this for something. So yeah, so I like how it's like, you know, Periwinkle's sort of like Elsa, but in fairy form as well, so I think that's very interesting and fascinating to see as well, because I'm like, I wonder if they got inspiration from this, because when you see Tinkerbell, Periwinkle, exact opposites, also Anna and Elsa are also exact opposites as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is like, let's use this as a form of sisters with Elsa and Anna. I mean, am I wrong? Like, yeah, inspiration comes far and deep, but I wouldn't be surprised if Disney looked at this like, yeah, we should totally make Anna and Elsa sisters. So I wonder if that gave them a spark of an idea of a genius. And I'd be curious if they did. So I think it's very fascinating as well when you put it into perspective as well. So yeah, so anyway, this hasn't, well, like I said, this hasn't been confirmed by Disney itself. So I saw this on Instagram. It says, you know, is Disney bringing back the Tinkerbell franchise as well? So we'll see what they say. Disney hasn't confirmed this or anything just yet, from what I'm hearing. So let's see if this rumor comes into fruition as well, because some rumors may start off as a rumor, but come true as well. So let's see if Disney decides to do it. I think they should, because the Disney Princess brand now is so different than what it was back in the day. You know, with Mermaid, Moana, and also becoming more like, oh, you don't need a prince or a damsel to save you. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really good way of like saying like, you know, who needs a damsel in distress? And I think all females these days don't need a boy to save her from her life as well. I'm like that. I'm like, I don't need a boy. Boys are confusing. Boys are frustrated. I want to go be a feminist. Woohoo! So yeah. So I think most of us these days, you know, we love the romance stuff. It's like, we're women. We're totally got this as well. Like, women go through so much than what men do. I mean, men do have their other problems as well, but we, especially women, go through a lot with raising children, being pregnant, going through other, you know, girly things as well, if you get what I mean. So it's hard being a woman. It's very hard. But I think Disney has said, we don't need a damsel. We don't need a boy to rescue us. You know, we can handle ourselves. And I like that messaging so much. I like it. I like the message being subtle, but not like be too much. And I think the live action Little Mermaid and Snow White made it seem like they didn't need a man, and I don't mind that, but I like a little bit subtle. Like, if it's subtle, it's fine, but if it's like too much, it's too much. And I think they pushed the boundaries with the live action Little Mermaid and Snow White to a degree as well. Snow White's not really a feminist character, like I said in my reaction, so I don't know why they put her in that perspective as well. So yeah, so anyway, so I found this on Instagram, this report. I found this on Instagram, like, oh, maybe I should cover this. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be real or not, but it would be surprising and shocking if Disney did announce it's like not like a month ago, but like now so on. So we'll see. So this is a hypothetical video. So we don't know if it's going to happen. This is just a rumor I'm hearing. So yeah, so Disney hasn't confirmed it itself, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did confirm it itself. Because Disney, you know what? Disney goes through waves and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if they greenlighted this as well to a degree as well. So we do have a little bit of a post, so let me get that on screen right now. This is the only way I could do this. Okay, here we go. So this is on Instagram, like I said. So yeah, so we're going to read this out. So pay attention. Disney didn't announce or give hints yet, but they may be quietly considering bringing back Tinkerbell and the Fairies as the franchise continues to see renewed interest. So yeah, so Disney hasn't announced anything, like I said before, like I said previously, but they're quietly considering bringing the Tinkerbell franchise back as well. Speaking of the Princess brand, I would be surprised if Disney, greenlighted this as well. So, we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but, I think it's, we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but, if they did bring it back, I've got some thoughts about that as well, but it'll be interesting if they did bring it back on what new stories they could, discover with the fairies, because Pixie Hollow is a big place. We see parts of it in the movies, but we didn't see a lot, so I'd like to explore more of the Pixie Hollow world. That would be a great movie idea. Like, yes, let's explore Pixie Hollow, let's go beyond Pixie Hollow. I mean, they did in the first movie when it came to, the human world, and, obviously there's some references to Peter Pan, but I want to see more go out of their space a little bit more. We kind of see that in the later movies, but not a lot. So I would like to see that be explored even more so, like, the Pixie Hollow tree that we've seen in the first movie, some other places, we do discover that there's different ranges, like they're the summer fairies, as the secret of the ways explained, and they're the winter fairies. So obviously there's other fairies that they could bring into, like there's autumn fairies, there's spring fairies, obviously. I think that's part of Pixie Hollow, but not the winter fairies as well. So that's also confusing too, because we saw some in the first movie, speaking of the first Tinkerbell movie as well. So we'll see what it's had to do, but I like to explore more fairies, but also like get out of Pixie Hollow a little bit. So I would like to see that as well. So let's see what Disney decides to do, like I said. In recent years, the Tinkerbell films, speaking of Tinkerbell, like I said before, have found a second life on streaming platforms. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't know about this. Wait a minute, I had no idea about this. This is so shocking. Oh my god. While longtime fans revisiting Pixie Hollow and new audiences discovering its detailed world building and emotional storytelling. Because all the Tinkerbell movies are on Disney Plus, right? So I didn't know that people were watching the movie and saying, oh, I want more. Although, to be fair, there are some Tinkerbell reactions that I'm currently watching at the moment, and I think Tinkerbell is giving a recurrence, meaning like coming back into pop culture. So if Disney saw that and said, oh, people are watching the Tinkerbell movies, why not bring the franchise back together? So I think it's a really good idea. I didn't know it was straight. I didn't know that the new audiences were, I guess Disney Plus is a big place to explore, right? I've watched some of the classics on there, really good. I'm glad they kind of opened the vault a little bit with the classics, because sometimes with classics, it's very hard to watch them. Like back in my day, they used to be on DVD still, like the classic, like Sleeping Beauty, I had it on DVD, Pocahontas, Moana, I think Cinderella, like the original Cinderella. But yeah, but it's nice to see the classics come to Disney Plus, and like, oh my god, I remember this movie when I was a kid. Don't you love that nostalgic factor? Disney is on the nostalgia train. Woo woo! So I wouldn't be surprised if they greenlighted this as well. So yeah, so like I said, I didn't know that. That's so shocking. I didn't know that people were watching the Tinkerbell movies on Disney Plus, and I've seen the first movie a couple of times a while ago now, and I just was it recently? Like a while ago. I did rewatch when I was very, very sick, Secret of the Wings, and that's why my all-time favorite Disney Tinkerbell movie that they've done, because I think it's just so well done. The music, oh my god, mwah, chef's kiss. I think it's fantastic. What was once viewed as a smaller offshoot of Disney animation, yeah, I could see that, is now being re-examined as a universe with untapped potential. Ooh, I think it would be interesting if they did like a theme, that they have the Disney theme parks, right? It would be interesting if they did like a whole world of like a Tinkerbell ride, like a theme ride from Pixie Hollow. That'd be fantastic. I think Disney should do it. That's fantastic. I came up with that myself basically. So yeah. So I guess back in the day was the Tinkerbell fan base, sorry, was much smaller. I mean, they did have merchandise like the Disney Princess brand did. I remember going to shops and seeing Tinkerbell, the little fairies as well. I used to collect them when I was a little bit younger too. So I remember doing that as well. So yeah, but the fact that they're re-examining the universe would mean like they're gonna make it a bit bigger and spacious, I would think. They have to have a theme park. They need to have a theme park at Disney. Because Tinkerbell, I believe, is in the theme parks, right? At the Disney parks, right? I've seen some Instagram videos of her going around. So, I didn't know Tinkerbell was even in the Disney theme park. So it would be nice if she had her own ride, or like Pixie Hollow ride, or something, you know, that commemorates the films, maybe. Maybe they could have like a slide and snow ride, basically. That could be interesting. So we'll see. But I'm glad that they're sort of like saying like, oh, we need to re-examine this and make this a universe again. So I think it's fantastic. Fan-driven momentum, like I said before, has played a key role. Oh, definitely, for sure. Like fans know what they want as well. We are the voice of reason. Sometimes we have opinions that people don't like. Yeah, it's hard, but I think fans, you know, are screaming at like the companies and say, we want this, we want that. So I kind of say, wait, what do you think about it? Speaking of Alvin and Chipmunks, which we'll talk about a little later on during the year as well. But yeah, it's interesting that fan-driven stuff like this can make such an impact, and Disney's taking notice and saying, oh, maybe we should greenlight this. So I think it's interesting, very interesting stuff. We need appreciation for the franchise's themes of identity, belonging, and purpose. Yes. Oh, definitely, 100%. I agree significantly on that. Because what do you think? Because people have been putting up like Disney clips online, especially Tinkerbell these days. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Disney was looking at that as well. Combined with strong streaming performances, the fairy franchise stands out as a candidate for revival at a time when Disney is actively revisiting established worlds. I agree, 100% agree. You know, I think Disney should greenlight this because I think it's a fantastic idea. And as someone who has watched the Tinkerbell movies when I was growing up, like, it would be nice to see them come back again and see Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's a very popular character. Like, I used to see her on the Disney. Remember when they had DVDs at the time and they had that fast play, and then they had the main menu, so you would see Tinkerbell, you know, pop in and say hi, and she'd be with her wand and stuff. It was fantastic. That was probably like the favorite part of it, and you'll wait for her to disappear, and that's what I did, and you go fast play on main menu. Oh, so good seeing her. Like, I'm a huge Tinkerbell fan. Like, I'm a huge Tinkerbell fan. I got Tinkerbell jewelry. I'm wearing something today, as well, like a little, thing as well. But, so, I'm a huge Tinkerbell fan. Love Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell's on my shelf. Where is she? She's somewhere up there. There she is. Finally got a new Tinkerbell doll. So happy with her. So yeah, so I'm a huge Tinkerbell fan. So I wouldn't be surprised if Disney revisited this world, which I'm very excited to as well. And it does have potential. I will say that. Like, it does have a potential for a new story, new characters. You could do a lot with this brand. So I wouldn't be surprised if Disney greenlighted this as well. While no plans have been confirmed, the continued visibility and audience support suggests that return to Pixie Hollow, whether for a new film, series, or reimagined continuation, remains a possibility. So there has been no confirmation from Disney themselves, but the audience believes that there might be something in the near future. Either a new film, series, or reimagined continuation remains a possibility. So they could do like a new film, like a whole new reboot of a new film or series, or a continuation to the other Tinkerbell movies as well, which we'll discuss in a minute. So yes, I think it's fantastic news. So let's see what happens with this. I'm very curious to see what happens with this as well. Because audience drive is a big thing nowadays. And it shows too, like with the Muppets, you know, audience drive is very huge right now. So the audience knows what they want as well. We don't always have our way, basically, but we do have our opinions of what we want to see as well, especially me. I know what my opinions stand for as well in some capacity as well. Okay, let's talk about the Tinkerbell movie. So, I have seen these when I was growing up, when I was a lot younger, so I've seen all of them. I think I was about, I don't know how old I was, maybe I was 8 years old, or maybe 10 or 11, somewhere between that age. So yeah, so I've seen all of them. Yeah, they're really good. We'll talk about that. Okay. The first Tinkerbell movie, I really enjoyed. I really like that movie as well. It's just called Tinkerbell. You know, really good movie as well. Then we've got Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. That was also a really good one because it has, speaking of, like I said, Adventure Islands Pixie Hollow, they didn't do that in some capacity, which I enjoyed because we saw a different world. Basically, we saw Tinkerbell going on a, quest and adventure, so I think that's fantastic as well. Then we've got Tinkerbell the Great Fairy Rescue. Now, to be honest with you, I don't like this one. Not my favorite. I didn't like that kid. Like, can we please focus on the fairies and not this human child? Although, speaking of, when I was growing up, we used to have a fairy garden. We used to make like a little fairy garden in the backyard, basically. And I used to play with that thing all the time when I was little. So yeah, so I think I'm like the human in that human character saying like, oh, fairies are real, like, stuff like that. So I think that was a good idea, but I just want to focus on the fairies. Like, I don't really see this human. No, thank you. Although her British accent really threw me off, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't like it. Like, British people don't sound like that. She sounded a little bit more pitched up. I think, no offense to the actress who played her, but she sounded a bit pitched up, and British people don't sound like that. Like, oh, would you like a spot of tea, love? Like, something like that. Like, a very down tone, I guess, but British people don't sound like that. So, interesting as well. I still liked it, but yeah, we'll talk about it, but yeah, just not one of my favorites. Then we have Secret of the Winds, and that's my personal favorite. I love this movie. We talked a little bit about it here as well. Just so good, really good stuff. Love how I explored the different world of fairies. Speaking of different fairies and different, regions of the world. So I think that was very interesting that they did that. Then we had Tinkerbell the Pirate Fairy. Now, this is when I was probably a little bit older and I was probably getting out of the Disney Tinkerbell Fairies franchise. So, once you grow up, I think you sort of, get out of movies. So, I don't remember seeing this one from memory, but I think I've seen it. But I think I was about, 14 or 15 when I started to get out of Tinkerbell, to be honest with you. The movies itself. So I wasn't really a fan of the Pirate Fairy. Like, I didn't really enjoy watching it, to be honest with you, from memory, but it was fine. Not the best thing ever, as well. Like I said, I was in that age between 14 and 15 at the time, and growing out of the Tinkerbell franchise movies as well, so you gotta remember that as well, because some kids grow out of things as well. I know it's hard to believe, but it's so true as well. Okay, then the last one. Now, I didn't like this movie, but it was so sad. I will never visit this movie. This is called Tinkerbell and the Return of the Never Beast. As well. If you see that movie, it's very sad, like very emotional. Like, I cried. I'm like, what the heck is this movie? Like, this is supposed to be a kids' family movie. Like, what? As well. So, very unfortunate, but that's my least favorite one. Like, I didn't care for that one bit, to be honest with you. I just didn't care about the story, to be honest with you. It was a nice story, but I just didn't really like it, to be honest with you. And that was the age when I was getting out of the Disney Tinkerbell franchise, like I said before. So my favorites would be the first Tinkerbell movie for sure. That's a classic. The second one, then the fourth one. Is Secret of the Winds the fourth one? Yeah, the fourth one. So my favorites are the first one, second, and third one. Like, I could watch those on repeat if I wanted to. Did I see the second one recently? No, I have to check it out. So those are my three favorites. The first one, second one, and the fourth one, sorry. I don't really care for the rest. It's true. I didn't really like the rest. I'm sorry. But yeah, altogether, I think they've done 6 movies, isn't it? The first Tinkerbell, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Tinkerbell 2, Tinkerbell 3. It's a 6 or 5 movies. I've miscalculated there. I think it's 5 or 6 movies they did. I'm not sure. But if they continue the story of the movies, it would be probably that 6th or 7th film in the making as well, which is crazy, right? It's crazy. Oh my god, 6 to 7 films, some are 5. Although, speaking of, movies these days, we realize that they don't have to stop at 4 or 5. They can just continue on all through the year. So I think that's interesting as well. I think Disney has made that possibility too, because of Toy Story 5 coming up, I say 6. I can't believe again I say 6. Isn't that crazy? I say 6. That's crazy. What? So yeah, so Disney has made it possible for them to continue onwards without stopping. So I wonder when they're going to stop. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like, Toy Story is still going on today. And I was interested that different generations saw the first and second movie when they're a lot younger, but now they might have kids that they watch this movie with. And like, oh my god, I remember when I was watching this when I was a kid. This animation is so different nowadays. So yeah, so people have grown up with Toy Story through different generations. I would say, like, I was one of them. I was a millennial, and I was the second one. I was the third one, kind of, and then the fourth one I did watch in theaters as well. So I think it's interesting that they continue on that. So when do they stop? 10 movies? 10 movies of Toy Story? Can you imagine that? I don't think they'll get to 10. Maybe they'll stop at... We'll see how Toy Story 5 does. We'll see how that goes. As well. But my guess would probably... You got to stop at either 6 or 7. Like, 6 is way too much. 7 is also way too much, so I'm curious to see what Disney is going to do with that as well. Although, speaking of Zootopia 2, they may never stop doing Zootopia movies. Like, people want to see 5 and 6. I'm like, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? But I'd say that Zootopia 2 was such a good movie, so I wouldn't, you know, oppose Disney for doing such a thing as well. So we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do with this as well. But I feel like 6 movies is crazy, especially with I said 6 coming up very soon as well. Shrek 5. As well, crazy, right? 5 and 6, whew, very shocking as well for a movie, as well. Anywho, besides that, yes. So when I watched the later movies, unfortunately I wasn't really into them. Not because of Tinkerbell, like Tinkerbell was still the title of the movie, but for some strange reason they pushed focus to different type of fairies. Like Video was one of them in the third movie, I think. You know, Zarina was another one in the the fifth movie, sorry. And then Fawn, I love Fawn as well. She's one of my favorites. Also, Zootopia Miss is another one of my favorites. Fawn was the main character of the last movie, Return of the Never Beast. And I didn't mind that one. I like Fawn. I like the story of Fawn. And I thought it was interesting that Jennifer Goodwin, who plays Snow White, and now Judy Hopps played her. So I'm like, I can't be mad at that, because first of all, I love Fawn. I love animals, so I can relate to her as well. Her freckles and her eyes, speaking of, I can relate to her a lot because I have brown eyes and brown hair and the freckles, so I can relate to her a little bit more so. But yeah, I wasn't really mad about that. Like, I liked how they gave a Fawn, you know, like the main character role instead of Tinkerbell. Like, Tinkerbell was still in it, but she wasn't present. Basically, she was still there, but she wasn't present in the story where there was Halle, which is unfortunate because I love Tinkerbell. But if they're going to make a Tinkerbell movie, can I suggest that they just do a whole movie on Tinkerbell? Like, I guess like they're trying to, like, you know, change up the story a little bit with adding new characters. But the problem with that is Tinkerbell is so iconic, very popular fairy as it is. She's the only one that's been talked about. Like, you don't hear people talk about Video, Fawn, or anything, or Silver Mist, which is a shame, because I like both Silver Mist and Fawn as well. But you don't really see a lot of people talk about them. You only see you talk about Tinkerbell. And unfortunately, the franchise has gone a little bit flat to the end, because they focus on newer characters, and people are like, who the heck is this? I just want to see Tinkerbell. So I'm with you. I just want to see Tinkerbell. Like, if there's another Tinkerbell movie, I would want to focus more on Tinkerbell. Like, she can have her friends around her, for sure. But I thought it was just a shame that they switched focus to other characters that we hadn't seen before. Like, they were in the movies, but they weren't like the main ones. So if I was Disney, I would love to see them sort of like focus more on Tinkerbell, give her a little bit of a spotlight more, because Tinkerbell's a very fascinating character. Like, she's sassy, she's feisty, she's short-tempered. You got that. But if you make a character like, say, Video or Fawn, they're not as interesting as Tinkerbell. Like, Tinkerbell's very iconic, very iconic. So if I was Disney, I would focus more on Tinkerbell if they did like a new movie or new film, new movie or new series, or a continuation of the, you know, franchise, you know, coming after Return of the Never Beast as well. Although I liked to do like a whole new reboot of the Tinkerbell movies, to be honest with you. Like, just leave that one there and just start whole new. So I'd probably like that even more and just focus more on Tinkerbell and her friends. I love that. Because I was like the first movie, like, we focused on Tinkerbell, but she had her friends with her. So I like more of that instead of focusing on new characters, making them the main character as well, making them the story point. But it's just so confusing. So I love them to focus more on Tinkerbell, because Tinkerbell is such a fascinating character, and I think people can relate to her a lot. Like, I can relate to her a lot, because I can get a bit sassy from time to time as well, and I love her personality. I think she's just a fantastic fairy to focus on as well. And story-wise, she's really good as well. So, what do you think of Tinkerbell? Should they bring the Tinkerbell franchise back? I think they should, because if they said in the article where I think they said about, you know, audience-driven schools and people streaming the Tinkerbell movies, which are now all on Disney Plus as well. So if they get that audience drive, then I should definitely greenlight spin and reboot the whole franchise. That'd be fantastic. But I really want to focus on Tinkerbell than all the other fairies, to be honest with you, like they did in the past movies, because I think that really worked in either putting a new fairy in the spotlight and people have no idea who that fairy is. So I like it to focus more on Tinkerbell, to be honest with you. And you could go, and the thing is, like, I understand why they did this. The thing is, you could do so much with Tinkerbell because she's just a multifaceted character, so you could do so much of her. So I understand why the later movies they pushed her aside. I hated that. I'm like, where's Tinkerbell? Like, why isn't she the main character of this franchise? You know, she's very popular. People talk about her a lot. You wouldn't expect that, but they do. She's the only one that's, you know, very popular. She's also in the theme parks as well. Very popular character from Peter Pan. You know, people love her. So, you know, make Tinkerbell the star and all the other characters as well. So that's all the time, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to Miller's Mix video. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that notification bell to get more updates when I update videos and I post stuff on YouTube. So go and do that as well. So I'll see you guys very soon.